Hi, everybody. My name is Oliver, co-founder of SupporTrends. We are your customer experience superhero. Meet Pierre, a real SupporTrends customer and VP of Customer Experience at Ordermark Inc., a restaurant software company. Like many, he uses Salesforce Service Cloud to support his customers. And while he has a pretty good handle on time to resolution, call volume, traditional call center metrics like that, he is unable to see the important themes in his data, much less solve for them. For example, what questions do customers ask most frequently? So Pierre connects Salesforce to SupporTrends, and in about 30 seconds, he's well on his way to finding out. Right away, he can see the most frequently asked question topics from his customers and can use these to direct the onboarding team to address these concerns before they become support cases. He can even see the best agent responses sorted by resulting customer sentiment, but more on that in a minute. In this case, he discovered the most important customer issues, worked with his onboarding team to improve training, and expects to reduce overall ticket volume by 15 to 20%, saving almost $6,000 per month. This is in addition to the multi-channel natural language analytics that SupporTrends already provides that can show customer churn indicators and drivers, NPS factors and impacts, and just about anything else that's trending up or down, regardless of whether or not the customer knows to look for it. We're able to do things like this because we need no customization in a new environment and can deploy in as little as 30 seconds. We offer voice and text analysis side by side and have an integrated business intelligence platform. Pricing starts at about $500 a month and goes up from there based on the number of conversations that our customers process. Currently, we have 10 integrations with more on the way and 7 paying customers with a rapidly growing funnel, as you can see on the right, with Avon, Delta Dental, Open Table, and Flextronics all added to this funnel in the last couple of weeks. Why this sudden interest? Because our machine learning is getting better and better. For example, even when call recordings look like this, and they often do, our platform knows what customers and agents say and separates them automatically, enabling detailed customer insight for all types of real-world support conversations. Our CAC and onboarding are fairly low. Our lifetime value is about $24,000, allowing recurring revenue to grow at 65% per quarter since last year. But we're really excited about the next 4 quarters because we just introduced machine learning that identifies churn before it happens, delivering triaged lists of customers that are at the highest risk, notifying the appropriate teams via Slack, and even directly rescuing customers. And our new Zendesk agent integration actively suggests contextual responses based on the resulting customer sentiment and frequency of use, cutting agent workload significantly in this example. Additionally, we now integrate with Jira and Asana to allow product teams to take an automated and data-driven approach to development, leaving behind the world of manual subjective road mapping for good. Tapping into these new markets will accelerate our growth to $100 million in ARR by the year 2025. My co-founder, Jason, and I have worked together for almost 10 years now, solving real problems like this for real customers like Pierre, and we invite you to join us on our journey here today. Thank you. My name's Oliver, co-founder of SupporTrends, and we are your customer experience superhero. I look forward to your questions.
All right. Thanks so much, Oliver. Sorry, Jason, I ran over you last time, so you didn't get a chance to say. Are you there, Jason?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, great.
So, this is another one of those companies in a category we love, which is support is something people are really investing in a major way. And anything that can level that up, make it faster, better, is going to have some number of customers. It's one of the reasons we love SaaS, is because the founders can get in the game, get some revenue going, and then that flywheel starts, as opposed to consumer or marketplaces where firing up the flywheel is hard. So this was like a very, very easy investment for us to make. And so far, they've got some great growth. And I think that's something we don't talk about in these demo days is we don't go too deep into the traction, but that's the first thing I would ask as an investor in this level or zone of company is to dig into that engagement metrics. Okay, I'll let you go to Q&A. Sorry, I don't want to fill it.
Thanks, Jason. No, I appreciate that. Dion, you are next. Welcome.
Thank you. Nice to see everybody that I know and those that I'm just seeing for the first time. Okay, so primarily an entrepreneur. Background is Waze, and I have another construction tech company now. I'm a venture partner at Obvious Ventures, which focuses on world positive investments, mostly 5 million plus Series A or B. Investing in things like Diamond Foundry, Beyond Meat, Lilium, things that we think are real game changer industries with a lot of positive impact, not just on the revenue, but for climate and other important topics. Also an active angel investor. My personal check size is more like 25 to 50K a piece. And for later stage, I also have a SPAC. Okay, so that's enough.
Awesome.
Really exciting space. I love the support space. I've been digging in on that quite a bit lately. I love how you're putting the whole ecosystem together. And this was not a tip off from Jason, but I wanted to know, of the customers you already have, what are they actually using? Because you mentioned these different features. What are they actually using? And how is it going for them? And because I noticed that your revenue, it's growing, but it's pretty small. So how are you proving to them that there's enough value in the engagement that they're willing to pay for it and pay more over time?
All right. Thank you so much. Next, Elias. Name, firm, average check size, and if you have a thesis, please, and then your questions.
Sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Elias Gann. I'm an MBA associate with Supernode Ventures. We're based in Flatiron in New York City. In terms of average check size, typically 50K to 100K, focused exclusively on pre-seed and seed investments. We are generalists, though tend to steer more towards B2B SaaS, but do have interest in other areas like fintech, digital health, and logistics. And my question for the team is, what is your retention rate so far with existing customers, and have any churned?
Perfect. Thank you so much. Kevin Lynch.
Thanks for joining us today. Thanks for the presenters for getting up here and doing this, and thanks to Jason for organizing. My name's Kevin. I work on pre-seed and seed stage investments at MGV. We're a single LP family office that mostly focuses on enterprise. Started my career at Crunch Fund, now Tuesday Capital, alongside Pat Gallagher and Prashant Fonseca, the current partners, and Michael Arrington, the founder of TechCrunch, who now runs a crypto fund. We had a specific focus on helping founders with kind of storytelling, branding, access to the media. And when my partner Mark and I co-founded MGV, we wanted to bring a similar kind of focus pitch to founders and decided to focus on helping build and scale sales and go-to-market teams. We typically start off with $250,000 average investment in pre-seed and seed stage rounds, and we'll kind of follow on from there. I also wanted to give a shout out to Jason. This Week in Startups was the first tech podcast that I religiously listened to pretty much every episode. So thanks for doing all that.
I don't know who this guy is, but he's really smart.
And then my question for the company is that you have an incredible list of customers and folks in the pipeline. I'd love to dig a little bit more into who you're selling to, what core problem you're solving for them, and then what core problem you're solving for the users. I imagine it's an incredibly complicated space, and would just love to learn more about that because I'm not too smart in the space.
All right, awesome. Thanks so much. And Kevin Zhang from Bain.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for having me. An honor to be here. I'm Kevin. I'm a partner at Bain Capital Ventures. I come from the fintech, marketplaces, small business, and lending world. I was first business hire. I ran product for a company here in New York called Fundera, marketplace for small business financing. Was with the company from seed through, we sold the business last year at NerdWallet. Now at BCV, my focus is seed and Series A investments, anywhere from $250K to $20 million round sizes. We just raised our 9th fund here, which is about a little over $1 billion. And so the group as a whole can invest, at any stage, including growth. We all just tend to specialize a bit based on our personal preferences and interests. I say we try to keep multiple theses throughout different practice areas. Within fintech, for example, one area we're particularly interested in is how financial services are becoming embedded in the software services and companies we interact with every day. I guess 2 questions from me, or one would be better understanding any cost structure associated with providing transcription, including identifying speakers and adding punctuation, things like that. And then secondly is, I think you mentioned a few competitors. I'd love to hear, are there any that you think are particularly vigorous, venture-backed, versus coal miners, some of the more established companies? Or how do you think about the younger competitors to your business, and how do you think about platform competition from, Service Cloud or Zendesk, et cetera.
All right, thanks so much. And one from our syndicate member, Eduardo, is asking, how does the tool estimate churn likelihood? You want to take those? Oliver, you have 2 minutes.
Okay, hopefully I can get to them all. So Dion, you had a great question about proving value and what customers are using. I think what got us here was deep analytics on natural language from a variety of sources. The common theme in our early customers was, hey, we have all these channels that customers communicate to us with. They're disparate and we don't know what they're saying anyway. So we solve for that by understanding the natural language from your support tickets, your phone calls, your product reviews, your surveys, all the above. And Kevin Lynch had a similar question. That persona that we initially target is director of customer experience, can be a VP or something similar, or relate to customer care, customer service. But that's our initial persona that we're targeting. Elias, retention rate. So up until last month, we had 0 churn. We actually just lost our first customer in a way because she's transitioning to a new company and bringing us there. But for the month of June, we were calling that churn. That was after 16 months of usage of the platform, and we'll likely get that customer back here in the next month or two. Kevin Zahn, cost. So our margins are roughly 60 to 80%, and that's largely dependent on whether we're processing audio. I think you mentioned speaker separation. Audio in general is expensive for us because there's that transcription phase, and that technology is relatively expensive. But after that, costs are pretty low, and we're able to maintain pretty good margins. Competitors, I base my kind of competitive landscape analysis on the customer interviews that I do. We never see CallMiner. I'm going to have to finish up, I think, offline. But we don't see a lot of competition, long story short. And the tool estimates churn via machine learning and the analysis of actual churn customers.
Hey, thank you, Oliver.